All right, welcome everyone. All right, let's find ourselves on our mat. We're going to start in mountain pose. So the traditional method is feet together. I like to gain a little bit of extra space in my hips, bringing a little bit of Tai Chi through. So remember today we're going to bring in some balance and stretching for our legs and strengthening and some lower middle back opening. So let's reach our fingers down to the earth, finding that connection to the ground first. So take a moment. Check in on your lower back, relax it down. Knees are soft, not too bent, not locked. And we lift through the crown of our head and we really let those shoulders hang down as we reach the fingertips towards the earth. Close your eyes, challenging your balance already. Bring that attention to your breath. Feel your belly expand fully with each breath. Now, as you're here, maybe you kind of shift that weight side to side. You feel that connection to your feet. You notice what it feels like when you bring that weight forward and you have to bend into your knees a little bit more, or if you bring it back. And you feel how it changes the hips and the spine, and then you level out and find center. And you feel that connection to the earth, already building those roots that are going to help with our balance today. So take a few more breaths, shimmy through the crown of your head a little bit more, bringing space through your vertebrae. And then gently lift those arms on an inhale. Float them up. Reach through the fingers and then float them down. Shoulder height. Start with a gentle opening, turning our torso to the side and then back. And just move at your own pace. Maybe you turn and look, or maybe you get a little stretch through the neck by looking ahead the whole time. Wherever you are, we want to bring that focus to our spine. Find that connection to our body. Let's do one more round from side to side. And then we'll come back to center. We'll lift those arms up and reach through our fingers. And we'll start with our first forward fold. Arms out in front or out to the side. Really bend into the knees and let your lower back expand. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders down. Wrap the arms around the elbows if you'd like. Maybe you shimmy your ribs from side to side. And you just find that length through your spine. From here, we're going to slowly come up. So relax the arms first, straighten the leg, and then we're going to roll up today. Nice and gentle. Come all the way up. Bring those shoulders back. And then we'll lift the arms up again. Inhale up. Exhale, folding down. Again, those arms can go out to the side or out in front, whatever feels good. And relax into it for 1 or 2 breaths, bending into those knees. Find that relief. And then coming up. Nice and slow, straighten the leg. Coming all the way up. Roll those shoulders back. And release. All right. Taking our feet double wide. We're going to start with a little bit of strength building today. So how wide you go is up to you and how low you go. Check in on the direction of your feet. Have them out to the side a little bit. So pointing to the corner. This is going to build strength through our inner thighs. And we're going to sink into our legs a little bit. Now remember, we can sink just a little bit or we can sink a lot. It's up to you, but I want you to build strength through your legs. Check in on your lower back, and you have a few options with the arms. You can have the palms up. You could reach them overhead to try to make yourself feel a little bit lighter. You could have your hands in front of you at your heart. Wherever you are, take a few breaths, okay? Feel that connection to your legs, that sinking down, feeling nice and heavy. Feel that opening in the hips starting. Check in on your lower back and core engaged. And then one more nice deep breath, feeling that connection, little bit of change juice happening. Release. Whoo, stand up. Okay, reach up and stretch to the side. Find length through the ribs. Back to center. and over to the other side. Back to center, reach, 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 and then float back down. Back into those legs, release. All the way down, relax the arms, and then float up. Inhale, reach up, and reach. Exhale down. We're gonna do 2 more. Reach up, float down, feel those legs, and release, come up. Arms down, and we're gonna change our feet. So we're gonna rotate on the heels or the balls and bring those toes pointing in. So changing that direction, bringing a stretch through our legs now. Remember, our feet are on one line. Toes point in, hands on the hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look up towards the sky. And then on an exhale, fold forward from your hips. And then release the arms at the end and just let them hang down. Maybe you bend into the legs, finding that connection to the lower back here. And then while you're here, walk the hands over to one side again, finding that stretch along the ribs. And then back to center and across to the other side. Really relaxing through the back. We'll come to the center and then fold a little bit more. Really let your head hang. Maybe you bend those knees. And then wherever you are, we're going to straighten the legs. We're going to bring our hands towards our hips and make a flat back looking out. And then squeeze your glutes and come all the way up. Roll those shoulders back. All right, from here, we're going to bring those feet back together. Notice how things have already changed a little bit with that movement through our spine. Shoulders width apart or together if you want the traditional method. Nice forward fold again. Inhale, arms up. Really hinge from your hips. Reach out nice and long. Relax everything down. Next, inhale, flat back. Look up and out. Movement through your spine. Half sun salutation. So exhale and fold. Relax back down. Inhale all the way up. Flat back, squeeze those glutes, arms overhead, and release. All right, so today we're gonna challenge our balance just a little bit. So normally we've been working on our tree pose. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. You may or may not want a wall or a chair to hold on to, but I do want you to move very slowly. So we're gonna shift our weight to our right leg and we're gonna pick up that left leg. From here, I want you to kick it down, so reach out, and then let it come down, not touching the ground, and then swing forward a little bit. So come back with your leg and forward with your torso, and then back to center, and then up. This is a big challenge for our core, for our balance. So reaching out, extend down, behind you as you fold just a little bit. We're going to do 2 more. Back to center. Lift the knee to challenge the core. Extend. Reach down. Back. Great job. We got 1 more. To center. Lift. Extend. Reach down and back. Okay, last one. We're just going to come up 1 more time. Reach up. And then release down. All right, let's find our center. And we're going to shift our weight to our left now. So shifting that weight, find your connection. Remember, we can pick points ahead of us to stare at, and that will help. So lifting up the right leg, lift, extend, back to center, and then through. Leaning a little bit. Back to center, up. Extend out, reach through and back as you fold, and then back. 2 more. Remember to breathe, lift, extend, lengthen through and behind as you fold a little bit. Last one, lift up, extend, reach, behind, and remember that last one will just come up and then we'll stand back. So lift, release. Okay, shake it out, find your center balance, reach those palms down for a moment. We're just gonna come up onto our toes with some nice breath work, feeling that connection. Inhale, lift, up on the toes. Exhale, release, back down. Big breaths, lift and release. 2 more. And back down. All right, last one. Lift up onto those toes. Ground through the feet and fold from your hips. Forward fold. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. Release that lower back by bending into the knees. Again, shimmying those ribs from side to side if that feels good. 1 or 2 more breaths. And then we'll slowly come up. Rolling up nice and slow. Return. All right. Let's find just a little bit more length in our hips by inserting a triangle. So this is a really good thing for our balance, but we want to make sure we're going to line up properly. So the traditional method is 1 line between your feet if I line up like this. You can make a little bit more space by separating your feet. I just want you to make sure your front foot is straight and that back foot is pointed about 45 degrees. This is a really great thing for our core and our balance. We're going to extend our arms out. And then keeping that nice straight spine, we're going to fold from our hips. So reach towards the front and then just fold slightly. Okay? If it's in your practice and you have a long stance and you reach down to your mat, that's great. But I don't want to see you collapse. Okay? So just having this length through our spine, reaching. Remember, you can look down and really relax the head, neck, and shoulders, placing the hand on your shin. Or you can look up. Wherever you are, we'll take 1 more breath, and then we'll come up on our inhale. And just reverse that a little bit. So reach that front arm overhead and find a nice stretch. All right, 1 more forward fold here, arms out. We're going to turn both toes in. So however you need to get there to line up your feet, reach out first, overhead, and then exhale and fold. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. And then coming up, flat back if you'd like, hands on the hips, squeeze the glutes, getting a nice little bit of strength there. Okay, other side, turning your feet, adjust however you need to get there, right? But make sure your front foot is straight and your back foot's about 45 degrees from that. Hips are open, arms extend, and then we reach and we fold. Remember, this is a great balance exercise, even here. We do not have to get to the ground, okay? We want to listen to our bodies. We want to move in a way that's safe and accessible for our bodies today. So 1 or 2 more breaths here. Remember, you can look down, relaxing the neck. We're not placing all that weight in that bottom arm because we're going to inhale and come up. And then bring that front arm overhead. Length through your body. Reach, reach, reach. And then relax. Final forward fold before we come to the mat. So adjusting. Bring your feet in towards that center again so the toes point in. Hands on the hips, opening up that heart, and then fold. Use this as a cue. Rotate from your hips and relax the arms down at the end. And release any tension you might feel through the shoulders and the neck by really letting that head hang down. All right, Last one, coming up, hands on the hips, flat back, all the way up. All right, let's come onto our mats. So let's do hands and knees today. So if you want that extra padding, take that opportunity. We're gonna be on the mats for the rest of our practice. So if you wanna adjust your screen, feel free. Take a moment, we're gonna take a nice rest. To open up the hips, you can bring your knees out to the edge of your mat and your big toes together. We're gonna come into child's pose. So hips, knees, and ankles in alignment or knees out to the edge. Hips towards your heels, relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders. If you want that extra stretch, reach the arms out long. Remember, find a place for your head to be comfortable. So maybe that's stacking your palms or your fist or a blanket or block. Allow yourself to relax through that upper body. Really take a few nice deep breaths here. Use that kind of cue of your abdomen being on your thighs to relax fully, to take those nice deep breaths and feel the belly expand into your thighs. Remember, it's natural for your mind to wander. Just keep using that kind of pressure on your forehead as a cue to relax the space between your eyes, to allow your mind to rest and just enjoy the space between thoughts. All right, slowly moving. We'll come up nice and slow, bringing those palms back, and then bringing the knees under the hips, the wrists under the shoulders, bringing a little bit more movement through our spine. So check, hands are spread nice and wide, elbows are not locked, and we're pressing out of our shoulders. Tops of your feet are flat on the mat, lifting the hips, relax the belly. Exhale, chin to chest, navel to spine, hunching and rounding the back. Continuing with that flow of inhale up, exhale back, or you can tilt your hips from side to side, finding more length through the ribs, or heels to hips and around. We're going to take a few more breaths here, so I really want you to listen to your body, move in a way that feels best. Follow your own breath. Tells us so much about our body and what's going on, if we can relax a little bit more. One or two more breaths. And release. Come back to center. We're going to walk those hands back, challenge ourselves a little bit, and bring our hands towards our hips. Lift up through the crown of your head. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and just press those hips out. If it's in your practice and you can bring your hands to your ankles, feel free. This is a great in-between to find that stretch through the front of our body here. And release. All right, coming back onto our heels, we're just going to turn and come to a seated position. So moving nice and slow. And if you have a blanket there, we'll just fold it up and move it to the side. All right, we're going to do a forward fold. We're going to take that second and move our thighs to the side so that we find our sit bones. Checking in, hips, knees, and ankles are in perfect alignment. Curl back your toes as if you were standing on the ground. And if you had your knees folded or bent when we were folding forward, lift them up here. That allows us to find a little bit more length. And then on your inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Reaching for the feet, the shins. If your knees are up, arms can go underneath them. But wherever you are, I want you to notice how this feels different than when you were folding forward in a standing position. So how can we make these feel the same? You take a couple of more breaths here. Maybe you focus in and you try to fold a little bit more from your hips. And then we're going to release. Roll those shoulders back. Bring up that right knee. Coming into our twist. Remember, where your foot is up to you. So you can have it in any position you like. Make sure you have about a fist distance between your ankle and your leg so that we have that good alignment, or cross it over to the other side. If you're crossing over, make sure both sit bones are still connected. Lift and lengthen, push out that left heel, and then left hand or the inside of the elbow goes to the knee so we can turn and twist. Now remember, every twist we do is more about length through the spine so that we're massaging our internal organs, we're bringing that health back to our spine, and we're not just kind of twisting in a bad alignment. So lift and lengthen, then turn and twist, and relax your shoulders down. We're going to take a few breaths here. And then release. Back to center with the arms and just gently across to the other side. So a nice gentle counter twist. And then we'll release. We'll come back, we'll stretch out that right leg, and we'll insert a forward fold. So lengthening out our spine, hips, knees, and ankles in alignment. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold from your hips. And then release. Come up. Left leg's going to come up this time. So lift the knee. Remember, where that foot is up to you. Fist distance. Or crossing it over, making sure both sit bones are connected. Pushing out with that right heel. Lift up. And then right hand or inside of the elbow to the knee. And we turn and we twist. Looking to the side direction. You can look over the shoulder, but remember the goal is to relax a little bit and just get that great spine movement. Taking a couple of more breaths here. Relax those shoulders. And then release. Come back, bring those arms across. Nice, gentle counter twist. And back to center. One more time. Unwrap the legs, this time taking them wide. So changing that stretch a little bit, opening up the legs, lift and lengthen. You can curl back the toes, you can have them pointed. But remember, the goal is to accept where you are, arms up, and then folding to whatever's comfortable. Nice flat back. Remember, we don't want to say we're reaching and rounding. We want to lengthen. Lengthen from the spine, release that lower back. Feeling that different stretch behind the knees. And same option as before. You can hold or you can walk those hands to the side towards one foot, finding a little bit of length through the ribs. And then back to center and across to the other side. And then everyone will make their way back to center. If you were moving, take a second and lift up again, and then fold again. And release. Inhale, come up, roll those shoulders back. Bring the feet together, because we're going to come and lay on our back. So hands to the side, scoot your hips forward. Come and take a moment to rest. Come down nice and slow. Make sure you lift your hips so your lower back can get as close to the mat as possible. Really give yourself that moment of rest. Hips, knees, and ankles are in alignment, or the feet go out to the edge of your mat and the knees go in towards the center. Completely up to you. I want you to choose a position that you can rest in and allow your lower back to relax. We've just done a lot of spine movement. Hands are on the belly, or palms are open to the sky. Rest your eyes. Try to soften the space between them. Try to relax through the jaw. Lift your chin slightly so that we have that beautiful alignment in the neck. And then let your shoulders and lower back hang closer to the mat. Few more breaths here. Remember, it's natural for your mind to wander. Just try to bring yourself back to your practice. All right, a little bit of core, a little bit of reversal of blood flow, or a nice big stretch through the legs if you choose to do so. We're going to take the arms down the side of the body. So they're right next to your body. Your hands are by your hips, and we're going to press into the palms and shoulders. We're going to bring our knees to our chest and then our feet to the sky. So it's up to you. You can just have your knees slightly bent and just keep those toes kind of pointed. If you're looking to get a little bit more of a stretch, curl back your toes, push your heels up to the sky, and release through the back of the leg. It's completely up to you. We're all using our core, and it's up to you if you want to be more active or if you want to rest a little bit and just enjoy this feeling. Take a few more breaths. I know we're using our core, but press into your palms and shoulders to help support. And then release. If the heels are pushed out, release the feet, bend the knees, pull them into the chest for just a moment. And then we'll let the feet hit the ground. Moving into our figure fours. This is a great hip release. So hips, knees, and ankles are in alignment. We're going to press into our left foot and extend our right leg out. Find a nice stretch first. Reach it overhead, and then bring the ankle across to your left knee. Your goal is to press your knee towards the front of your mat. You can stay here. You could also take a strap, a small towel, or your hands behind your left knee. So we lift the foot up off the ground and we bring our left knee towards our chest. And we have three options here. We can keep the knee bent with our shin parallel. We could relax that leg or straighten it overhead. It's really going to be up to you, but we want to focus and feel that intensity, that really nice opening in our hips. Make sure to relax through the head, neck, and shoulders. And we're going to hold for a few breaths. All right. Release that left leg. Release the hands. Let the foot hit the ground, and then everyone extends that right leg out long. Bring that knee up and let the foot hit the ground. Press in to that right foot. Extend the left leg this time. Reach, reach, reach. Lift it overhead. Ankle comes to the right knee. Again, that focus is on pressing that left knee towards that front corner of your mat. And we can stay here with our right foot on the ground or use our hands or strap to bring our right knee up. So you're pulling your right knee towards your chest and you're pressing your left knee towards the front of your mat. And you're either straightening that right leg or relaxing it. But again, we're going to hold for a few breaths. So enjoy that feeling. Let that energy flow. And imagine with each inhale, you're drawing new energy in. And with each exhale, you're releasing what doesn't serve you today. Taking a few more breaths here. Check in. Are you still pressing that left knee towards the front of your mat? And then if that right leg is up, we'll bend it. We'll release the hands or strap, foot hits the ground. Everyone extends that left leg out long and then down to the earth. Take the right leg to meet it and reach the arms overhead. Find length through the front of your body. And then we're going to kind of make a banana or crescent moon shape. So we're going to walk our feet over to the right side. Then we're going to cross our right leg over the left. And we're going to reach our arms to the right side as well, grabbing the right hand for the left wrist. Again, finding that length through the spine and the side body. Maybe you feel a little bit of an opening through the hips. And then we'll release. Come back to center. And then across to the other side. So walk the legs over to the left. Left one crosses over the right. Arms extend to the left side as well. And you take that left hand to your right wrist this time. Couple more breaths here. And then release. Back to center. Find length for just one breath, finger to toes, and then release by bending those knees. Feet hit the ground, and then knees to chest, and the arms wrap around. Maybe you're rocking side to side for a moment, or you circle one direction and then other, giving yourself a little bit of a back massage. And then we'll let our feet hit the ground, and we're going to butterfly our legs open. So we're going to bring the base of our feet together and let our knees hang open wide. Play around with the distance between your hips and your heels, how far you want to be, and then hands on the belly or palms to the sky, or mirror the position with the arms overhead. And just allow gravity to do the work in opening up the hips as you relax through the upper body. Maybe as you take a few breaths here, you bring your heels a little bit closer to your hips, or you take them a little bit away. And then we'll slowly come out of this. So we'll release the arms. Maybe you bring them to the outsides of your legs to assist in bringing those knees together. And then knees to chest. Nice and tight. Again, circling or rocking side to side. And then feet will hit the ground. Starting to warm up for our twist at the end. We'll bring our arms out, palms and shoulders press into the mat. Hips, knees, and ankles in alignment, and we'll just let those knees hang to one side. So we roll onto the outside of one foot and the inside of the other, and we lift that hip a little bit off the mat, and we move at our own pace. Super important. Just feeling that connection to your spine, feeling that flow from side to side. Allow yourself to relax the upper body. And just take a few more breaths. We're going to complete one more round from side to side. And then we'll come back to center. From here, we're going to lift our hips and move them away from our screen or to one side of the mat. And we're going to roll to the other side. So having our knees bent, we're going to roll onto the side of our temple. Have our hips stacked, and we're going to reach that top arm out. So the bottom arm can be extended or bent. It's up to you. But we're going to reach that top arm out and then open it to the sky as we roll onto the back of our head and let that arm come close to the ground, palm to the sky. And then back to center and closing the arms. Moving at your own pace, rolling on your head, opening up that chest. Really make sure as you're here, those hips are stacked. So we have a nice alignment through our spine. We're working that upper middle back and chest opening. And we'll take 2 more breaths here. Opening and release. And then we'll come back to center. So nice and slow. Realign your position. Pause to bring those knees in towards the chest. And then let the feet hit the ground, and we're going to do the other side. So again, lifting your hips, move them over so you can roll to your side. We're on the temple. Our hips are stacked. The knees are bent and together, and that top arm is reaching out long. And then we open as we roll onto the back of the head, and our palm goes to the side. And we close. We move at our own pace, and we just enjoy the flow. Taking nice deep breaths, filling the lungs. Really remember to turn onto the back of your head and rotate to that temple. One more round. And back. And release. Relax the body, come back to center. Lift the hips. Draw the knees into the chest. Hug them in nice and tight. And now that we're nice and warmed up, we'll enter into those final twists. So palms back out like a T or a cross. Palms and shoulders press into the mat. Or bend the elbows and bring your palms up towards your head, facing the sky like a cactus or field goal pose. You can enter into your favorite twist or join me in lifting the hips, move them to one side, then bring your knees to your chest and let them go to the opposite side. Remember to try and stack your hips, bringing that nice alignment through your spine. And we can turn and look the other direction if that feels good, or just keep our head in a neutral position. Taking a few more breaths here. Try to allow gravity to really assist in keeping your shoulders down towards the earth. And then release. Relax the body. Realign your position. Take a moment to pause and bring the knees to the chest if that feels good. And then we'll let the feet hit the ground. Arms back into whatever position felt comfortable. Knees, lift those hips, knees to chest and across. Again, check in, stacking those hips vertically. We can always add a blanket or a block between our knees to help with that alignment. And you can turn and look to the other side if that feels good, or just keep your head lifted, looking up towards the sky. Completely up to you, but remember to allow your breath to guide you, relaxing through the shoulders. Two more breaths here. And then we'll release. Come back to center. Realign your position. Hug those knees in nice and tight. Really find that length through the spine. And then stretch them out long. Coming into our final resting pose. Remember, it's so important to allow our bodies a moment of rest. It's never very long, but this goes a long way. So feet are at least hips distance apart. Maybe you take a second and find length through your spine by reaching through the fingers, just kind of evening everything out, and then release. You can keep those arms overhead or bring them next to the body and then palms to the sky. Our goal is to relax every inch of our body to allow a moment for our spine to rest in this neutral position. Remember to let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Release the space between your eyes. Check in on your chin, slightly lifted to the sky. Nice, good alignment through our neck. And we let our shoulders hang down as our limbs feel heavy into the earth. We feel relaxed and at peace. We've just did so much to help heal our bodies, building strength and awareness. That we're allowing ourselves this moment of pure relaxation. Just taking a few breaths here. Enjoy the space between thoughts and try to extend that. You can place one hand on the heart and the belly, bring your focus to your breath, or you can use a point of meditation, something beautiful in your home that you're looking at, or envision your favorite place, how it feels, who's there, what are you doing? Creating our environment so that we feel at peace with ourselves and the world around us. Taking a few more breaths. And then one nice big inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And release. And roll the wrists and ankles while you wiggle those fingers and toes. Bring the arms overhead and the feet together so we can find length through our spine. And then relax the body, lifting one knee and then the other, allowing us to lift our hips and roll to one side, pausing for a breath or two. And then we use that top arm to come up into a seated position. Take a moment, be that in a static hold and meditation for a few breaths, or rolling through your shoulders, movement through your spine, or bringing energy in by leaning forward on an inhale and rounding the back on an exhale, circling on your hips, drawing some energy through the spine and then the other direction. One more nice deep breath here. And then back to center. Let those shoulders hang down. Let that smile come over to carry you throughout the day. And then big inhale up, hands together, down in front of the heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.